Hey guys, welcome back to Palgame Cubing. Today I'm going to give you a guide on which V-Perm that you should use of 3 common V-Perms that a lot of people use. So let's get into the video. So real quick, the V-Perm that I use goes like this. It's not the most common one that a lot of people use, but it goes like this. And I will be making a video on finger tricking this algorithm if you guys are wondering about that. The algorithms will be at the top of the screen and it goes like this. So that's the V-Perm that I use, and if you're wondering, a V-Perm looks like this, where you have this square right here, and then on this side you need to swap these 2 edges and these 2 corners. So that's what a V-Perm looks like, and now let's get into the other V-Perm algorithms. So the next one we're going to get into is the most common one, and it goes like this. You do R prime, U, R prime, U prime, then you cube rotate, then you do R prime, F prime, R2, U prime, R prime, U, R prime, F, R, F. So that's how you do the most common one, and I'll go into why I don't like that one, but that's the most common V-Perm, and I don't like that one, and I like the one that I'm using, but I'll go into that later, and now we'll go into the last V-Perm. So this is the last one, and it's the first V-Perm that I learned, and it goes like this. It's also the one that J-Perm uses, if you guys were wondering. It goes like this, and I put it in my beginner PLL video where I showed all of the easiest PLLs and best algorithms to memorize. So it goes just like this. You hold this in the top left or the back left with your on the left side, so it's not like positioned like it normally is for the other ones. It's positioned like this, and it goes like this. So that's the other V-Perm, and it's a common one that some people use. Alright, so now let's go into why I like the one that I use and not the other ones. So real quick, this is the one that I use. It goes like this. And at each of the V-Perms, there is the end, besides the second one that is the most common. In the other 2, there are the parts where it kind of uses the R2 moves like a square 1. So I'll be going into why they do that. But the first one goes like this, and I don't like it because of the cube rotation. That is mostly why I don't like it, and some of you might like it. But after the cube rotation, all of it is pretty quick. I just don't like it because of the cube rotation. And then there's this F move. So I don't like the first one because it's a cube rotation. And in the one that I use that goes like this, there's hardly any regrips and it goes very fast. So that's why I don't like the one with the cube rotation, because it's harder to do and it has the rotation. And then the other part is I just like the one that I use because I can use R moves easier, and it's pretty convenient and easy to use the R moves in. So if you like the one with the rotation, then stay with it. This is basically just whichever one that you like the most. I personally like the one that I use, and I think more people should be using that one instead of the other ones. But if you like the one with the rotation, it goes very quick after you rotate, just the rotation is very slow. So that's why I use the one that I use and not the one with the rotation, because it goes very quick after the rotation. It just is kind of slow during the rotation. So if you guys are quick at that, then I'd recommend using it. But this is basically just whatever one you're quick at. So now let's get into the last V-Perm. So the last V-Perm goes like this. And that is the one that J-Perm uses, and it's the first one that I learned, and it's decently quick, but there's some parts that I don't like about it that I like in the one that I use. It uses the R moves too much, and then when you're regripping like from back here, it's kind of hard because you still have to use your left hand. So if I were to do it like this, because the way I do it is I R, then I do the U prime, then I do the finger trick where you pull that down, then I do a D, R, D prime, and this is the point where I don't like how it overworks the R hand. and then you have to regrip from back here. And if you guys have a better finger trick, then make sure to put it in the description down below. But it just is kind of hard for my R hand to do it that way. And then the one that I use, it doesn't overwork my R hand or anything because it goes very quick. So that's why I like the one that I use and not the other one. So now let's get into why I really like the one that I use. And V-Perm is one of the bad PLLs. Like, it's not a very easy one. It's definitely not as quick as a J-Perm. So it's one that people don't like as much, but I kind of like it because of the algorithm that I use. And I really like this algorithm. It goes very quick for me, and it goes just like this. And I like it because it doesn't overwork the R hand, and there's no regrip or anything, which makes it nice. So it starts off like the first algorithm, where you do it like this, or the most common one. So I start in like this with my right hand on the top, which doesn't do anything bad. And then I can just quickly transition to the R, D prime, R prime, D. And then I do a slight regrip, but while I'm doing the D, I do the regrip. And then I'm in this case. And in the other V-Perm where I was in this case, and then I had to do it, I'm at home grip, which is really nice. And then I can just execute the algorithm quickly, and it won't take too long. But in the last V-Perm, number 3, I was right here when I had to do the square one type of algorithm, so that's why I don't like it. So those are the 3 V-Perms that I know and that most people use, and I would recommend using any of them. I told you guys why I like the one that I do, and I explained it so you guys can know which V-Perm that you guys should use, and you guys can choose in this video which V-Perm that you want to use. V-Perm is a very easy PLL to execute. It just takes long, but with the algorithms in this video, if you can put in a lot of practice and spam the algorithms like I have done, then you can get them very fast and you can do your V-Perm efficiently. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video on which V-Perm that you should use. I hope this tutorial helped you and helped you guys know which V-Perm is the best for you, so you guys can choose which V-Perm that you would use commonly. Please be sure to subscribe and make sure to like this video so it helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and comment your thoughts below and which V-Perm that you like using.